Shame. Shame.
Hey there, good man fam. What it do? What it do? We got a fantastic show for you today. Man, I've been working on a bunch of changes to some things based on everything that has been happening, and it's going to be fantastic today. So make sure you stick around. We're about to go over this agenda now. But before we do, make sure that you go to TYGMRight.com and read the article that we just wrote. It has to do with the T app. It's called Where the T app Spills the Tea. The new shaming language purse plugs the holes. And if you haven't heard about the shaming language purse, then you need to, because it's something special. All right. So make sure you go over to the website and check that out. So let's go over the topics right quick today before we get started. So on today's stream, we're going to be talking about a specific topic, and you'll be able to call in today. So when we get there, I'm going to drop the link so that you can click on it and call in. I've kind of figured out a little bit now how this whole third-party app works to be able to bring people up and where they actually are, because I was looking for a notification yesterday. I'm like, I don't see a notification or anything, but I know where it is right now. So we're going to be doing that and talking about that in a second. Then we're going to actually be going over the Operation Takeoff first. So we're going to reverse that. We're going to do the Operation Takeoff. Then we're going to do the video reaction. So after that, then we'll do a live Q&A where you'll be able to ask questions. I might even let people call in again about the actual video reaction. So let's get into the stuff. Right before that, last thing, support in the mission. Now, for you all who don't know, in order for things to be able to work on all of these social media channels for reactors like myself, creators, and that whole nine, we need, of course, support. So the first thing you want to do, the first three are things that don't cost you anything. So go ahead and do these first three just right out the gate. And that's follow us at TYGMRight everywhere. Make sure you do that on all social media platforms. Make sure you click on Twitch as well, because we're starting to stream on Twitch here. Second thing is signing up for the TWSLP. For those of you who don't know what the TWSLP is, stands for the Sisterhood Shaming Language Purse. We're going to go over that when we talk about Operation Takeoff as well. But you can actually sign up for free for the TWSLP. It'll give you a whole week free. I would suggest signing up for level 3, because level 3, you get access to all all three levels. That's the zipper, the main section, and the wallet of the Sisterhood Shaming Language purse. So you can sign up for free, get yourself a whole week. And the third thing is, of course, liking, commenting, and subscribing. Everybody knows you should be able to do this. Again, for those of you who are just joining, we're just going over supporting the mission right quick before we get started with the stream. So stick around. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, follow all that share stuff. Y'all know what it is. All right. These last three things are things that actually are monetary for your support. The first three, free. Last three, actually showing monetary support. So you can donate via doing the subs. You can do the donations through super chats and stuff on YouTube, all that stuff, and they'll take a chunk of that out. But if you donate through Cash App, then we'll get 98% of the money. So you can do cash.app/$ TYGMRight. That's cash.app/$ TYGMRight. Also, you can get merch. You go to shop.tygmright.com and you can get merch that we have this exclusive. We're going to be adding more merch as the channel and the brand gets more funded. We'll add all of that in. And lastly, of course, we're going to be doing this Operation Takeoff, which is actually the streams that we're doing. And you can always go to tygmright.com/takeoff and you'll get the best month-to-month deal that you will find. Now, you can do the free thing and it'll give you a week free, but then you'll pay more at the end of that than you would if you go straight through Operation Takeoff. All right. So that's the supporting the mission. It's time for us to get into the actual topics. All right. So here's the conversation. Why are relationships failing in 2025? Now, this is a call-in show, so I'm going to be giving you my commentary on it, and then I'm going to allow you to be able to call in and come up. So I'm going to drop the link right now so that when I'm done doing my commentary, you all will be able to call in. So let me go ahead and drop that link now. Give me a second. And I'll put you call in right now, and I'll put you backstage until after my commentary. All right, so there's the link. You can call in and I'll put you backstage until I'll leave you backstage until my commentary is over, and then I'll bring you up. Again, for those of you who are just joining, make sure that you click on the link if you want to call in. After my commentary, I'll bring you up. You'll be backstage until then. So let's get into it. The funny thing is, people, when they talk about this whole relationship situation and why it's failing, they seem to always talk about the symptoms, not the actual problem. There is one thing. I tell people this all the time, and people just don't understand until I explain it to them. But there is actually one thing, not a gazillion, it's one thing that is the primary issue with why relationships are now failing. One, you know how when people talk about somebody having an illness, let's say cancer or something like that, they'll talk about a bunch of the symptoms. They'll talk about how their hair falls out or they get patches on their skin, things like that. But the primary issue is that cancer itself, wherever it is that needs to be cut out or chemo, that whole nine. They don't seem to talk about that. They talk about the symptoms. It's the same thing when it comes to relationships, the same exact thing. What happens is people talk about how this female is masculine and this person over here is not doing whatever in the relationship. And I'm sitting there listening to all of this stuff and I'm thinking, why is it that everyone's talking about the symptoms and not the actual problem? It's because if you talk about the actual problem, somebody has to give. Now, here's the thing. I talk about Democrats and Republicans. And the reason I talk about Democrats and Republicans as an example, for those of you all who don't know, those are political parties. As an example to it's kind of like a mirror to this relationship thing, is because what the Democrats and Republicans did in 1988 when they left the League of Women Voters, what they did was deal with pretty much Duracell and Energizer did, which is say, we are going to be at the top. And in order for us to be at the top, we can't try to pull the other one down. We have to work together. So let's both of us just, when you're up, we'll be down, and then we'll come up, and then you'll go down. But that'll keep both of us at the top. We'll just take turns being at the top. So that's what they did. Well, the problem with that is when you come and start dealing with the voters think that there's actually something going on in reality when it comes to the two parties feuding. They think when they see a voter who is on the other side of the aisle, that person is bad because they don't believe what I believe, when they don't even understand that it's a uniparty. Those two parties at the top are there because they both want to stay at the top and just make money getting the same donors. The problem when it comes to relationships is that it doesn't work like that, because there aren't two parties saying we're going to stay at the top together and then you take a turn and I take a turn. That's not what's happening. What's happening, that's what's happening with the Democrats and Republicans at the higher level, like in the government, but that's not what's happening with Democrats and Republicans via the voters. It's the same thing with relationships. The actual people are saying to each other, no, your side is wrong. And they're saying, no, your side is wrong. Here's the problem. There is one side that's wrong. And when I say wrong, I'm not talking about having done something that may not be good for relationships or something like that. That's not about what I'm talking about. What I'm talking is the actual ailment, not the symptom, the ailment itself. And the ailment itself comes from females. It does not come from males. Now, a person will hear that and they'll say, oh, here we go. Somebody's saying something about females. No, no, no. I don't just talk. I actually explain what it is about which I'm talking, and I can show it to you. There's no problem. Think about this. The biggest problem, the number one problem, stay with me. Watch this. The number one problem when it comes to male and female intersexual dynamics, the cancer, not the symptoms, the cancer, is that females refuse to understand and accept what males are. Go ahead. Go ahead. Let me tell you that again, because evidently you didn't get the meal that just popped up. Females refuse to understand and accept what males are. Now, here's the thing. Females are all females, all three types. If you go on TYGMRight.com/females, you will be able to see the three different types of females. I have detailed, comprehensive explanations of it. Well, just to give you the titles of the three, you have traditional women, and modern females. Well, guess what? Traditional and modern women are freaking fantastic. They are fantastic. I love them. They understand and accept what males are. However, they're no longer the majority in the country. The majority are now modern females. They're level 3. I think modern females are one step above criminals. That's how I look at them, because of the damage that they do to society. And so modern females, because they're the majority now, and they refuse to understand and accept what males are, this is why relationships are failing in 2025. Now, again, there are a bunch of symptoms about which we can talk, and we will in the coming weeks, be it on this channel or via TSD. Again, I told you all, if you all give me 10 subs or give me $50 on Cash App, cash.app/$TYGMRight, I will tell you what TSD is, and I'll explain it to you as well tomorrow. Okay, so back to this subject matter. This is why relationships are failing. It's because females, particularly modern females, which I believe are 76 to 78% of the country now, refuse to understand and accept what males are. I want you to think back to your grandparents, your parents, all of those people, right? Think back to all of that craziness. You know how they always say, well, the reason that my mom stayed with my dad is because she couldn't do this and she could. The reason my grandma stayed with my dad, you remember all that crap, right? Right. Well, they didn't just stay because they couldn't do anything else, because they could do other stuff. The reason that they stayed was because they understood and accepted what males were. That's what they did. They understood and accepted what males were. The problem now is females, because they have been ridiculously propagandized by corporations in order to what? In order to get the money out of them that they would not get out of them if they were in a family, because a male would be like, no, we're not spending money on that. No, we're not spending money on this. That's what males would do. But now, since the corporations have propagandized females, particularly modern females, into separating themselves from males, guess what? Now the females are spending money like crazy. And they're getting the money from the males via alimony and child support and spending their money too. So corporations are ecstatic that females allowed themselves to be propagandized to this point. But via that propaganda, guess what happened? They also stopped paying attention to males because they kept being told, oh, it's about us. It's not about you. It's about us, bro. What? No, it's about what we want. What we want, how we want things to work. That's what it's about. And so what happened? Well, what happened is, by them not paying attention to males anymore, they forgot what males are. And because they forgot what males are, guess what happened? Now, when they try to interact with males, guess what? They don't know how to. And because they don't know how to interact with males, it's all of this friction starts being caused. And then they'll tell males, nah, the reason that the friction is being caused is because you're somehow toxic. You're insert shaming language. Do you understand the magnitude of what I'm telling you when I tell you what the cancer is, not what the symptoms are? The symptoms are all of these fights and all of this stuff, the arguments that are happening in relationships, that are happening on podcasts, in the streets. Those are the symptoms. The actual cancer itself is that because of the propagandized nature of females in this day and age over the past 60 years, females have forgotten how to understand and accept what males are. This is why they keep trying to tell males what males should be. This is an example that I use. I came up with this some years ago. What a female would do. This is story time now, okay? But it's actually an example. But this is what a female would do, particularly a modern female. A modern female will have a man say, hey, I'm about to go grab something to eat. Do you want something to eat too? And the female will say, oh, yeah, grab me some chicken. And the male will say, okay, great. The male will leave. He'll go and he'll get the chicken and he'll get himself something to eat. Then he'll come back and he'll come to the table and he'll sit down. And then when he sits down, he'll hand the food over to the female on the other side of the table. So now the male's sitting over here, the female's sitting over there. He'll hand her chicken. And then she'll be like, this chicken is great. He'll look over there and he'll say, man, her chicken looks good. He'll reach inside of his bag. He'll pull out his food. His food is steak. So now he's sitting there with his steak. She's sitting there with her chicken. He looks over at her chicken again. He said, man, that does look good, but I'm about to kill this steak. She'll look over at his food and she'll say, why did he get the steak? This is what she'll say. She'll say, why did he get the steak? And then she'll start doing an inquiry. She'll ask him, hey, why did you get the steak and you didn't get the chicken? And he'll say, oh yeah, because I just wanted steak. I didn't have a taste for chicken at the time. She's like, yeah, but I just tasted this chicken and it tastes fantastic. You should taste it, baby. Like, I believe you. That is fantastic. But I'm gonna smash this steak. She's like, babe, please. I mean, I just really want you to taste it. Then she starts cutting up a piece of the chicken. She starts cutting it up. Then she says, babe, I'm telling you, it tastes great. She sticks her fork in it. And then she reaches across the table and she puts the fork at his mouth. And she said, babe, please just taste it. And he's like, babe, I'm about to eat this steak. You know what I'm saying? I believe you that the chicken tastes good. She's like, yeah, babe, but I want you to taste the chicken because I want you to see how great it tastes. I don't just want you to believe me, babe. I'm telling you, it tastes great. And then he is like, oh my gosh. And what do males do? Probably a majority of the time, they say, okay, I'll taste the chicken. Cool. And then he'll take the bite of chicken off of the fork. Then he'll start chewing it. And then he'll be like, okay, yeah, it tastes good. And while he's chewing it, while the male's chewing the food, the female will reach over and grab his steak and take his steak and throw it away. And then take the plate on which the steak was, cut up her chicken, put half her chicken on his plate, and then push him the chicken and say, see, babe, I'm telling you, the chicken is fantastic. Then he looks down and now he's looking at chicken. And now she's over there cutting up her chicken and she's eating the chicken and she's smiling because she now looks and sees that both of them are eating what she wants to eat. Do you get it? She's happy when he's eating what she wants him to eat. She's happy when he's doing what it is she wants him to do. She completely ignored the fact that he wanted steak. So when he had the steak in front of him, he was smiling. When he had the steak in front of him, she was confused. But now that he has the chicken in front of him, she's smiling and he's not happy. But she thinks that's the best place to be because she's smiling. This is about what I'm talking when I say that the cancer, the reason why relationships are failing in 2025 is because females refuse to understand and accept what males are. Think about the scenario that I just gave you. The understanding part was her looking over there and seeing that he wanted steak. Understanding, seeing he wants steak. She could have understood that. She could have said, well, he doesn't want chicken, he wants steak. She could have just understood the simplicity of that his palate at this moment in time is a palate that is looking for steak. It's looking to taste steak. It's not looking to taste chicken. It's looking to taste steak. She could have understood that, right? But guess what she did? She said, no, I don't want to understand that. Because understanding that would mean that I would be thinking differently than him. He would be thinking differently than me. I don't like that. I don't want that to be the case. So what did she do? She refused to understand him. So the acceptance part, there was no way the acceptance part could come. There was no way. And the reason there was no way the acceptance part could come was because she would have had to accept the understanding piece first. That means looking over there, seeing that he has steak and saying, okay, since he has steak, I'm going to understand that his palate wants steak. And then I'm going to accept that he's not going to eat what I want him to eat because he's going to eat what it is that his palate wants at the time. But what did she do instead? She said, nope, I'm not going to understand because if I don't understand, then I don't have to accept. So she refused to understand, which meant that her acceptance wasn't even in play. So that's what actually happened in the scenario that I gave you all. And that's the reason why relationships are failing. That is the cancer. That is the primary reason. Everything else stems from that. Because when females talk about, well, a male, well, why was this guy with me and he had sex with another female? The same reason that a king has a queen and then he goes down from the fourth floor of the castle to the basement to sleep with concubines. That's just what it is. That's what males are. And when a female accepts that, she understands and accepts that, that's when she's her happiest. Why? Because she's like, no, I'm the freaking queen. What the freak am I sitting up here thinking about these goddamn concubines? Thank you, concubines, because he would want to have sex with me 5 times a week. And I love him, but I don't want to have sex with him that many times. So these concubines, oh, you take 3 of those off my hands. Thank God. Go ahead, knock it out. Let him do you 3 times. And then me and him will be 2 times on the 4th floor of the castle while y'all get it in the basement. When a female understands her position as his main girl, number one, understands and accepts what he is, then guess what? She ain't tripping about none of this other stuff. Now, again, we're not talking about if you're in a spiritual relationship or something, it may be different because there may be different rules when it comes to that, depending on your particular religion. But when you decide as a female to understand and accept what males are, it makes your life super easy. But it doesn't just make your life easier. It actually fixes the problems that we are having in the country when it comes to relationships, when it comes to having kids, all of that stuff. Because what a female would do is she'll go into the situation with a guy and say, okay, I know, I understand and accept what males are. So I know going into this relationship or going into this situation where this guy is trying to date me, I have to understand that I have to be a particular type of female in order to get him to take me seriously. Then when I get him to take me seriously, these are the 3 things that I need to say to him since I understand and accept what males are. I have to say, first thing, hey, babe, I know that guys are different than females. Guys want a multitude of females, whereas girls want the best guy. So here's the thing, babe. This is what a female should tell a guy. Here's the thing, babe. First thing, because I understand that you're going to have concubines. I'm the queen. You're going to have concubines. I get it. All I ask you is to 1, don't bring me back no babies. 2, don't bring me back no diseases. And 3, please just don't embarrass me. So don't be out and about doing nothing crazy. If you're going to do something, do it off in the cut. I don't want to know about it. So do those 3 things for me, babe, and we'll be good. I'm the queen. You can go ahead and do the concubine thing in the basement. We're on the 4th floor of the castle waving at the crowd. So I get all the Jews, all the perks, and these chicks, they help me make sure that you're satisfied. Cool. If a female did that, oh my goodness, she'd get a guy so quick it wouldn't even be funny. And she doesn't even have to be the baddest chick in the room. She can be an average chick. She can be a 5. Now, what guys preferably want is what they call an adjustable 6. Guys want a female who, when they wake up, they're cute. 6 is cute. She's cute. And then if she gets dressed up or puts on a little bit of makeup or something, it enhances her to a 7. That's all guys want. They just want a cute girl who can become pretty. That's a baseline for guys. Now, if a guy gets a girl who's average but can become cute, he'll take it. But a guy doesn't want a female who is not attractive, but when she puts on makeup and all, she becomes average. He doesn't want that. He doesn't even want a chick that's average and puts on makeup and becomes cute. He doesn't even want that. But that's like the lowest that a guy would want to go. But what guys will take on average is a female who's cute, who can become pretty. So he'll take a female who's a 6, who can become a 7. And if that female understands and accepts what males are, then relationships will stop failing in 2025, because that is the primary problem. So I want people to call in, because this is a call-in show. So I put the link in there for people to be able to call in to talk about the actual subject matter. If you want to call in and you think, hey, the primary problem with relationships, why they're failing, is not what you just said, TSD. Y'all don't even know what TSD is, but that's not the primary thing. The primary reason is, and then you can give me your primary reason why you think relationships are failing in 2025. Because, like I said, relationships, I believe, are failing because females refuse to understand and accept what males are. That's the primary thing. That's what's been happening over the past 20, not 20, but over the past 30. What am I? I'm talking about me and how long I've been doing this. Over the past 60 years. That's been the primary problem. Females refusing to understand and accept what males are. If they understood and accepted what males were, then, well, what males are, because they did before. But if they understood and accepted what males are, guess what wouldn't happen? Females wouldn't be putting their hands on males. Females wouldn't be hitting males if they understood and accepted what males are. Because I watched the video today. If you want to come up, just go ahead and call in, and I'll bring you up to stage. All right, I'll bring you up on stage rather. But I was watching this video earlier. Again, if you want to call in, if you're just coming in, I just finished giving my commentary on it. And if you want to call in and tell me that what I believe is the primary cause for relationships failing in 2025 is incorrect, go ahead. You tell me what you believe is the primary reason why relationships are failing in 2025. You just go ahead and click on the link in the comment section, and it'll bring you to backstage, and then I'll bring you up on stage, and you can tell me what you think the primary reason is why relationships are failing. And if you need me to tell you again what the reason is why I believe that relationships are failing in 2025, it's because females refuse to understand and accept what males are. Everything about relationships, problem-wise, stems from that. If females understood that males move based on incentives, if females understood that respect is the primary thing to males, if females understood don't put your hands on males, if females understood these things, guess what? Relationships would do a freaking U-turn. They'd do a 180. I'm going to tell you, I saw something today, and it was a video I saw on Instagram, and it was just chef's kiss telling. There were 3 guys, and the first guy, he was playing like he was playing basketball with his girl. They were outside in the parking lot, I think, and they were playing like they were playing basketball. He was, and he was acting like he was dribbling and about to cross her over. And she asked him, could he stop? Right? Well, let me explain all 3. So that was the first female. The second female was talking to a male, and the male was, what was the second male doing? The second male, I think, was a chubby guy, and he was putting like straws on his in his nose, and he was saying he was like a seal, right? So he was doing I'm a seal. And I can't remember what the third guy was in a store. That's what it was. The third guy, he was in a store, and he was doing something. I can't remember what he was doing, but all 3 females in those 3 examples told those males, can you stop? You're embarrassing me. Each one of those scenarios, they told the males, can you stop? You're embarrassing me. And the guys were looking like, wait a minute. The first guy was like, I was just kind of, playing basketball, kind of, playing with you. The second guy was like, I was just being silly, acting like a seal while we're here waiting on our food. And then the third guy, he was doing what he was doing. And what happened was, and this was so freaking telling. What happened was each one of those guys over the next like 5 to 10 minutes, each one of those guys all of a sudden shut down. So when the females started talking to the males, they'd ask him a question, the first guy, and he's like, no, I'm good. And then she said something about his hair. She said, oh, your hair looks nice. He was like, oh, that's what's up. That's cool, yeah. And then she said, why are you acting like you don't love me now? He's like, no, you straight. The second guy, who was acting, like the seal that had the straws or whatever, he started eating the food, and the female was like, hey, is the food good? He was like, yeah, it's cool. It's all right. Just was eating, didn't say anything. And the third guy, she, asked him, could he go get her some milk or something like that? And then he was like, all right, cool. And he just turned around and, he walked and got the milk. And then he handed it to her. She was like, you okay? And he was like, yeah, I'm good. And you could see in the comment section, all the guys were just like, they were just like sick to their stomach, dude. They were just sick because these females rather, in their situation, just decided that they were just going to shut down those guys actually having fun. Think about that. They shut down those dudes having fun. And I'm sitting there like, why would you do that? Why? And it's because they're not thinking about the males themselves actually being happy. They're not thinking about what males are, trying to understand and accept what males are. Because males, like females, they play the princess thing, right? But what males do is they play the kid thing. Males like doing things that are like fun that kids would do. We'll go outside and act like we posting each other up, and we don't even have a basketball. We'll just be doing that stuff. But because females refuse to understand and accept what males are, that is the primary reason why relationships are failing. That is like number one. Everything else stems from that. Everything else stems from that. And here's the thing. If you disagree with me, come on up. Come on up. Go ahead, click on the link and come on up and tell me. I love to hear what you think is the primary reason, because I bet money that I can tie what it is that you say back to females understanding and accepting what males are. Because males understand and accept what females are. Males just tell females, listen, I know that this is what you are and what you're doing. I'm letting you know that this particular way that you're acting in this scenario isn't going to work because of A, B, and C. That's what males would do. But what females will do is they'll tell a male he shouldn't be that way. Even if the way he's being is getting results, they'll tell him, no, he shouldn't be that way. And he's sitting there like, what frick you mean? This is male nature. They refuse to understand and accept what male nature is. So I want you all to come backstage, and I'll bring you all upstage if you believe that what I believe is the relationship failing mechanism that's being used to cause all of these problems now is incorrect. You tell me. You see the link in the comment section? For those of you all who just joined, it's a call-in show. For you all who just joined, click the link in the comment section and come on up and tell me why you think relationships are failing in 2025. Because if you haven't heard why I believe so, I'll tell you when you come up. So go ahead, click the link. I'll see you in here, and I'll bring you up on stage so that you can tell everyone why you believe that it is. And you don't even have to be on camera if you don't want to. You can make it to where your camera just shows an icon or something of you. But I want you all to call in so that you can tell us why you believe relationships are failing in 2025. Even put in the comments section. Let me go check the comments to see if anybody's written anything in the comment section. Nobody's written anything in the comment section. So for those of you all who are just joining, make sure that you understand that respecting the comment section is imperative, because when people come on the streams, for some reason that they think that they have anonymity and that they can do whatever they want, and act whatever they want, and say whatever they want without repercussions. We don't do that type of thing here. So let's be respectful. And if you want to come up to tell me why it is that you think that relationships are failing in 2025, go ahead and call in, because we have an amazing agenda for the rest of this show too. So make sure that you stick around for what's coming. We got the Operation Takeoff. We got the video reactions. We got the Q&A. And we have the SL search requests. So we got a lot coming on this next few hours. So make sure that you stick around. But for now, Go ahead and call in. If you think that the reason that you believe is the reason for relationships failing in 2025 is a better reason than what I've given. So go ahead and tell us that. Call in and tell me what it is that you believe is the purpose for relationships failing in 2025. We'll be we'll be waiting on you all. Come on up. Come on in and come on up. Come on in and come on up. Today's topic is why are relationships failing in 2025? If you want to tell me why it is you think that they're failing and you think your answer is better than mine, come on up. Click on the link. I'll bring you up from backstage to the stage and you can tell me and we can discuss it. This is the Operation Takeoff membership drive stream. Those of you all who are just joining today's topic, why are relationships failing in 2025? Now, I've given my commentary on why I believe that's the case. And if you think that your reasoning is better than mine, come on up backstage and tell me. I'll bring you up on stage and you can let everybody know and we can have a discussion about it. Don't forget to go to TYGMRight.com/takeoff and sign up for the TSSLP through Operation Takeoff, and you'll get the biggest monthly discount that you can get. Or if you want to sign up for free for a week, or you can go to TYGMRight.com/free. You'll pay more after that week, but hey. Or you can just go ahead and sign up through Operation Takeoff right now. those of you all who are just tuning in, today's topic of call-in discussion is why are relationships failing in 2025? Now, I've already given my commentary on why it's failing, but I want you all to come up to the stage and tell me why you think they're failing. And I would bet money that I can help you understand that comes from females refusing to understand and accept what males are. That is the primary thing. That is number one. Everything else stems from that. That's the cancer. Everything else is a symptom. So go ahead and click the link in the comment section, and I'll bring you up on stage when I see you backstage. All right? So we're waiting on you. All right. For the people who are just coming in, again, today's topic, why are relationships failing in 2025? This is the call-in topic. I have my reasons why I believe they're failing because I believe that what I think is the problem is the primary problem. It is the cancer. It is not, again, it is not the doggone symptom. It's the cancer. And if you don't think that the thing about which I was speaking is the cancer, then come on up stage. Come on, Cletus. Come on. Come on up and tell us why you believe that it's not the cancer. Why you believe what you think is the cancer is the cancer. You come on up and tell. And I will show you how that ties back to females refusing to understand and accept what males are. So come on up. Or as the Price is Right says, come on down. You go backstage and then I'll bring you up and then we can have a discussion on why you think what you think is more of the problem than what I explained is. Let's go, people. All right, so I'll give it another minute or so. Nobody's come up, nobody's comments or anything like that. Okay. So another minute or so, and then we'll move on to the next part of the stream. All right, people. Journey of 1,000 miles, right? Journey of 200 members. Starts with the first one. Okay. Mhm. All right. Let's go and move to the next topic. Operation Takeoff. So we're going to be doing a video reaction next. Those supposed to be brackets. I'm tripping. All right. So the Operation Takeoff membership drive. For those of you all who are new to what's going on with this whole membership drive, see, I'm going to tell you a story. The social media companies, we're talking about primarily the big ones, X, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, the whole nine. Those companies don't really like certain content. They don't really like certain content. They don't even like certain people who talk about those certain parts of content, especially on TikTok. Oh, TikTok is crazy, right? So what we've decided to do with Operation Takeoff is we decided that we're going to get out from under their thumb, because let me explain to you some things that have happened with Operation, which brought us to Operation Takeoff. So on the YouTube channel that we have, on that YouTube channel, I'm going to pull it up for you all. And I'm going to show you all our channel. When I show you all that channel, I'm going to then scroll down and show you all the views. Okay? So let me go ahead and share that screen. I want you all to pay attention to what the freak is going on. Okay? So check this out. Operation Takeoff is because of these reasons. So pay attention to this. You see what we have right here, right? You see that we have, it says 284 videos, 2,960 subscribers. It's actually 64. There are way more videos than 284, but I took the shorts and I put them on a separate channel. The YouTube algorithm, for some odd reason, and I believe it's because of reporting of the channel. Again, we're not doing anything wrong, but it's just the way males and females fight are different. Females fight with innuendo and reputation destruction, while males fight with fists. So it's a different type of quote unquote violence. All right. So you see right here, we have all of those subscribers, right? 2,964 subscribers. So how many views per video do you think someone who has 2,964 subscribers should get? You would think at a bare minimum that we get 200 to 300 at a bare minimum, right? Because, hey, I figured you get 10% views, even if the entire 10% aren't the individuals on your actual channel who are subscribed. Even if it's a 50-50 split, 50% of the people who view are people who subscribe, 50% of the people who view your videos are people who aren't subscribed. Even if it's that, you'd say, probably 200 to 300, something like that. Right. Look at our views down here. Look at this. Look at this. 4 views, 7 views, 6 views, 36 views. The last 4 videos that we did, and don't even get me started taking you back. Look at this. 25 views, 23 views, 25 views, 23 views. This is 3 weeks ago. See, this is part of the reason why, I would stop the content, because I'm sitting there like, wait a minute, I'm spending a ridiculous ridiculous amount of time making these videos look a freaking amazing, doing all stuff. I'm spending a ridiculous amount of time doing that. And guess what? Doesn't matter. Why not? Because YouTube's algorithm, based on some females who have reported the channel, is saying, no, we don't want this out there. And the reason they don't want it out there is because the information is showing how females are being a particular way. They see that. So we're not getting hardly any views. You're talking about less than 1%. Just by the law of averages, we should be getting less than 1%. Just by average, just by people just running into your video. Mind you, we've had a channel for what, 4 years? And this is what's happening with our views. It's the same thing with Facebook. Facebook, we have 20,000 followers on Facebook, 20,000. We'll do a post, and the posts average, we're talking about videos that we post, lives, pictures, just regular writing, we'll average like 12 to 16 views for a post. And that's with 20,000 subscribers. So I figured something. I said, you know what? I realize this is a problem. This is a serious problem. And because this is a problem, it's going to be difficult for me to keep the content going. I mean, I'm seriously considering shifting and making a completely new channel and abandoning all these channels. I'm literally considering that because of what the actual algorithms on Facebook and YouTube, which are our biggest channels and pages, are doing. Think about it. The total is 23,000. 23,000. And if we post a video or anything like that, we'll get a total of like 35 views total from both channels, pages and channels together. 23,000 people. We get 32 views. That's insanity. So what I decided to do was, okay, since this is how we're going to work, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create something called Operation Takeoff. And Operation Takeoff is a membership drive where we actually focus on getting the members that we want for our channel and our brand in order to get out from under the thumb of YouTube and Facebook and all of these doggone greedy social media companies. Now think about this. How much money have you seen OF creators making? Just, you'd say, how much do you make this OF creator? I make $7,000 a month. How much do you make? Well, I make $15,000 a month. How much do you make? I make $20,000 a month. Well, what about you? I make about $85,000 a month. You're sitting there like, what? Well, guess what? Operation Takeoff will allow us to be able to make the content that we want without having to worry about whether or not YouTube or Facebook or Twitch or whoever's algorithm is going to keep us shadow banned. But here's the thing. That's not even the best part, because I'm just talking to you about the membership drive. It's a membership drive to what? Oh, this is when it gets good, people. See, it's a membership drive for the TSSLP. And what is the TSSLP? Well, let's go over that. The TSSLP is the Sisterhood Shaming Language Purse, which is a bold, new, innovative tool built to de-escalate the gender war by fostering real accountability, truth-based dialogue, and lasting change in those who have chosen to fight against them. Now, I'm going to show you what the TSSLP is when I do the reaction video, because I'm doing a reaction video in any shaming language that the ladies use in it, or any SIMPs or panda bears. Then I'm going to show you in real time what the shaming language purse can do. So as I continue reading here, Whether you're on a train, at a family function, or on a podcast, the TWSLP will help you almost immediately recognize, access, and assess the actual visual financial representation of the cost of the damage of that shaming language just used conversationally. Now, when we go into the shaming language purse, what you're going to see is you're going to see that it says spent next to the prices, the amount of money that the damage that was done. I'm changing that word to damage. It's going to take a while because it's like 145 or so items. So it's going to take a while to change all of them. But I'm going to change that spent to damage because that's what's happening when modern females decide that they're going to try to derail the conversations that we are having with these other parties, intersexual dynamics wise, all because they don't want to take accountability or they don't want to take responsibility for something. So the sisterhood shaming language purse, what it does is it shames the shamers. Oh, and it's an absolutely beautiful thing. It has 3 levels to it. And the 3 levels are level 1, the zipper, level 2, the main section, and level 3, the wallet. So what happens in those 3 sections? What are those 3 sections? Okay, well, I'll show it to you. So let's go ahead and go on over to the TWSLP. Now, it takes a little longer with me because I'm in the back end administratively and I got like a massive program running. So it, slows it down a little bit, but it's really quick for you all. So the TWSLP, when you scroll down here, you can click on these videos if you want to, and it'll tell you what the TWSLP or what is the TWSLP and how do you use it. But I'm going to go over it in the video reaction that's coming next. So stay tuned. So you go down here, you'll see the sisterhood shaming language purse allows you to search the shaming language, which is inside of the purses, and then go to the item to which that shaming language is attached. So let's go over the compartments of the shaming language purse. So you all tell me, what is it that is inside of a female's purse? Well, you have 3 sections. You have the zipper, you have the main section, and then you have the wallet. So the main section is the part where when you open up the purse, you're looking straight down in there. That's the main compartment, but I call it the main section because section is shorter than compartment. And so those sections are the things where females hold actual items. Well, in which females hold actual items. So let's go over those actual items. Well, actual levels and the items themselves. So in level 1, you have the zipper. Now, in the zipper, what do you normally find? I always, make this joke about if you were to go and ask a church lady will tell you that she has her coins and candy in there, and she'll give you that candy out of that zipper. Well, the zipper actually has shaming language attached to it that's not necessarily shaming, but it's something that can give you a sign that the person using it might be a person who would use shaming language. And those individuals are normally who? The number 3 female on the page, TYGMRight.com/females, which is modern female. So modern females will more than likely are the ones who use shaming language, but in the zipper, that language in the zipper is not language that is only used by modern females, because modern females aren't the only ones who use language like I'm a Pisces or something like that, or says my truth. They're not the only ones who use that. But if you hear that, then guess what that means? That means that you need to perk your ears up because it's a possibility that that female might be a modern female. Now, here's the thing. You see down here where it says level 1, the feint. Well, the feint is a boxing term where it looks like a person might throw a punch, or they fake throwing a punch in order to do what? Make you, get off kilter or something, or make you cover up. But they're doing that to see what it is that you do whenever they throw a punch. Are you a person who crouches down? Are you a person who puts up your right hand up to your face and leaves your chest open or whatever? That's why they faint. So the feint, when it comes to the shaming language purse, is a thing that may look like a person using it could potentially be a modern female, but it doesn't necessarily mean they are. So let's move on to the main section, where you open the purse and you look straight down. That's the main section. Well, what are some items that you find in the main section? Well, some items that you find in the main section are what? They're eyeliner, lip liner, lotion, things like that. Cell phone, mace, mini flashlight, charging cord. You may find that type of those type of items in the main section. Well, guess what? If any female uses those items, they're attached to shaming language that will automatically let you know, oh, this is a modern female. Yeah, she's a problem because she's using this shaming language. And that shaming language is not used by traditional modern women. It's only used by modern females. So that's why this section is called the jab, because the jab in boxing is the primary punch. It's the main punch that fighters use. And that jab, it allows you to force a fighter a lot of times to reset. Now, if the fighter dodges the jab because they see it coming, then it can also put you out of position. But it's the main one that fighters use to attack. Well, guess what? That's the exact same situation when it comes to the main section of the shaming language purse. It's the shaming language that is primarily used by modern females to attack in conversations. So let's move on to the wallet, which is the third and final level. And boy, oh boy, sit back and buckle up, because the wallet is a problem. Now, why do I say it's a problem? Because if a female uses the wallet as something from which she pulls when it comes to these intersexual dynamics conversations, then what she's doing is she's pulling shaming language from her shaming language purse. That is language that can get you canceled. It can get you fired, or it can even get you banned from social media, pages and the whole nine. This is another thing they can get you to. I can't think of it right now, but that's the wallet. So if a female is pulling from the shaming language purse, this is a new thing that just came out. It's called the sisterhood shaming language purse. If a female is pulling from the shaming language purse, then what happens is, if she's pulling from level 3, she's trying to get you in trouble. She's trying to get you canceled. She's trying to get you fired from your job, or she's trying to get you to where, you're just off the spectrum. You're donezo. And that's dangerous. So I figured out the 3. It's fired, arrested, or canceled. She's trying to get you fired, arrested, or canceled if she uses something from the wallet. And that's why this one is called the uppercut or the hook, because those are the 2 most powerful punches in boxing, the uppercut being the most powerful one. And so if you go into the shaming language purse, you'll see that all of the uppercuts, shaming language has asterisks next to them. So these are the most powerful shaming languages that modern females will use. So if you ever have one of these used against you, oh boy, they're trying to get you either fired, canceled, or arrested. So make sure that you understand when you get into this shaming language purse, what these are. So I'm about to do a video reaction. And when I do this video reaction, I'm going to show you firsthand how you use the sisterhood shaming language purse in real time. You can do this on a reaction video. You can do this when you're in the street. You can do this while you're at a family picnic. You can do this on a podcast. Okay? Tell them TSD told you to. And I'll tell you what that means if I get the 10 subs or if I get the $50 to Cash App, cash.app/$ TYGMRight, then I'll tell you what TSD means tomorrow. Okay? So now that you understand what the shaming language purse actually is, I'm about to do this reaction video. And when I do this reaction video, I'm going to show you firsthand how this works. So let's get into it.
Man here, even though if it was reversed, the man
I'm going to go ahead and start this over. Now I usually have my headset in, but I had it out. Wasn't needing anything, wasn't needing to listen to anything anyway at the time. So, all right, so we're about to do this now. Now, I don't know if I'm going to add it up. Maybe I'll add it up later. But if you're watching, what you want to do is you want to write down all the shaming language. You want to write down what it is that she said. And then when I go to the shaming language person, if you want to, you can write down how much it is, the damage that she just caused to it. You can write down the item too, if you want to, because we're going to add up eventually. I might not add it up on this stream, but you hear rustling. Don't pay me no attention. We're going to add up what it is that she just spent by her doing any shaming language. So let's go ahead and start the video.
sees a man here, even though if it was reversed, the man would not be like, she's out of my league. The woman will be like, oh my God, he's out of my league. And it pisses me off when I have like a really beautiful friend and there's a man that's like maybe here or here, and she's like, oh my God, he's so much hotter than me. And I'm just kind of like, this is misogyny. Like, I'm
What? It's misogyny because she said that he was hotter than her? Do you all see this craziness? See, this is the problem. This is the problem right here. What has happened is males have allowed females to get so beside themselves because males don't check females. Most males don't check females. I don't play that personally, but most males don't check females. Why? Because all the Sally Jesse Raphaels, the Ricky Lakes, the Montel Williams, all of those shows, Cosmopolitan Magazine, Jet Magazine, The View, The Real, Cocktail Queens, all of these things would do what? They would try to shame you if you check the female. But you can go on these shows, and I saw The View, was it a month or two ago? Might have been a couple months ago. The View literally had a segment where they were talking about men were useless. I'm sitting there like, oh yeah, that's par for the course. But that's crazy. Daytime television, and somehow males are useless. Males are useless. Okay, so back in the day with Sally Jesse Raphael, she did a show where she asked Cher. I don't know if you all can look this up. She said, Cher, do you think males are necessary? And Cher said, for what? And I'm sitting there like, oh my goodness. Does she have any idea what it is that males do? Evidently, she does not. Because if she did, she wouldn't be saying for what. But they like getting all the shock value and all. So this female right here that you just saw said that it was misogyny that a female said that a male was much hotter than her. Misogyny. I bet you this female does not even understand what misogyny is, because she just said that the female was being misogynist because a female said something about a male. That's insane. So we're going to go ahead to the Sisterhood Shaming Language Purse, and we're going to look to see if the word misogyny is in there. Let's check. Where are we? Oh, the video. All right, so let's see if this is in there. So let's go ahead and go and search the TWSLP. Now you can't access this section unless you're a member. So if you want to become a member, you can go sign up at TYGMRight.com, TYGMRight.com/free, and you can get a whole week free. You can look inside level 1, 2, and 3. I would suggest level 3 for free. We'll charge you after that if you don't cancel. or you can go to Operation Takeoff, which is tygmright.com/takeoff, and you can sign up there and you'll get the lowest monthly price that you will get. Trust me, you want to do that because if you don't, when we get to phase 4 of the website, get the app and all of this stuff that we're doing, you're going to wish that you took this price because the prices then are going to be freaking ridiculous because it's going to be worth it. All right, so it's worth it now, but we're just giving you a break. So let's go and search for the word misogyny. See, you can type in misogyny, you can find it wherever, but I like scrolling down because I like showing you all how absolutely comprehensive this is. So let's look up misogyny. Is it in here? Because we're in the M's now. So, oh, well, would you look at that? Misogyny. W43. All right, so let's go ahead and go to W43. And what did I tell you all about the wallet? The wallet is the most dangerous thing. Whenever females use the wallet, whenever they use shaming language that's in the wallet, oh, that is a problem because those things are the things that can get you fired. They can get you what? They can get you fired. They can get you arrested, or they can get you canceled. So, all right, number 43, shame. Look at that. The two capitals credit card, misogyny. Now I'm going to be changing, like I told you, the word spent to damage. So this is the amount of damage that she just did as a financial representation to the intersexual dynamics conversation. Because instead of her having a real conversation about relationships, she goes and uses shaming language because of the type of female that she seems to obviously be. So she just did $42,800 in damage by reaching in her shaming language purse and grabbing this two capitals credit card out of the shaming language purse wallet and using it conversationally. This is the type of damage that they do. Let's continue.
I truly do believe that beauty is very much intellectually attracted to people. I would never
And let me
discount
take this
someone
back.
because I
We're talking about this misogyny is crazy.
and she's like, oh my god, he's so much hotter than me.
God, I really hate when the stream starts acting crazy. It drives me freaking nuts.
And I'm just kind of like, this is misogyny. Like, I'm sorry, it is. I truly do believe that beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and I am someone who's very much intellectually attracted to people. I would never discount someone because I thought that, they should be here, but really they're here. Like, I don't actually operate like that. But in my job, I work in customer service. I see couples all day, every day. And I'm sorry, but 95% of the time, it's like the woman is up here and the man is down here. And I'm not even necessarily talking about like physical attraction. I'm even talking about aura, vibes, style. She's tatted up. She's like got, her hair looks.
Did she? Did, did this chick just say that the female is up here and the male is down here, and she's not talking about looks? First of all, you were talking about looks from the beginning of the goddamn video. That's literally about what you've been talking about the female being hotter than the male. Now you're saying you're not talking about looks, and then you go into you say you're talking about aura and vibes. Oh, we're gonna search the shaming language purse for that too, because when females use that, yeah, I think it's a red flag. So we're gonna search the shaming language purse for aura and vibes. Then she had the audacity to say, "Oh my goodness," she had the audacity to say, "I'm talking about the female, her aura, like what makes her better is that she's tatted." Oh my goodness. What did I say earlier? When I was talking to you about the subject matter of today's video, and I said that females refuse to understand and accept what males are. She just said that the female, in essence, was better than the male. She was up here, and part of that up here was her being tatted, which adds to her aura. Oh my goodness, ma'am. Oh my goodness. Do you have any idea that that takes away from her aura? It takes away, ma'am, away. It doesn't put it in, it takes away. How is it that you don't know this? This is freaking crazy. But let's go ahead and look up in the Shame Language Purse these words to see if the word aura is in there. Let's go ahead and search that. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna switch this and pull this up. So aura, right? And again, I like to scroll down. I don't like to. So aura, AU. So let's go to the AUs. Aura here. Oh, well, would you look at that? Aura. Is vibes in here too? See vibrations. Let me go to the V's because vibrations may be vibes, but depending on the context, vibes is different. So let's go down here to the V's and see if we see vibes. Oh, well, would you look at that? Vibes too. So we're gonna look up both of these, okay? So let's go ahead and I'm gonna look up or again because I have to make this into a video later. So or Z32. So let's go ahead and look at Z32 and see if we can see what it is. Z32. All these items to be pulled up. Where are they on the string? Z32. There it is. Shame. Look at that. Shame. 10-cent piece. Canadian 10-cent piece. All right, now let's go back over here because again I'm making a video. So we're gonna go back over here and we're gonna search aura. Okay, we're gonna search aura. Not aura, we're gonna search vibes. Let's go ahead down, search vibes. We're gonna be turning this into an app too. Because this is cool, but we're gonna make things even easier. Vibes, look at that. Vibes. And that one is in the zipper too. So both of these, aura and vibe, are in the zipper. So they're in the place where it doesn't necessarily mean that person is a modern female. But based on her responses and actions, yeah, she seems to definitely be that. So, oh, here it is right here. Just Z6. Look at that. Shame. Oh, she went overseas. So she went overseas. She grabbed one of the coins when she went on a girls trip and she grabbed one of those out of her purse that she still has. The 1 yen Japanese coin. Vibes. And look how much she just spent. The damage she just did. Wasn't much damage, but it was still damage nonetheless. Only 1 cent. This is the problem. This type of crap. So let's go ahead back over here and continue her video.
He's just wearing like a dirty t-shirt. His hair is a mess. And I do see a couple that's really on the same vibration.
All right, let me start it back, as you know.
And I'm not even necessarily talking about like physical attraction. I'm even talking about aura, vibes, style. She's tatted up. She's like got, her hair looks amazing and he's just wearing like a dirty t-shirt. His hair is a mess. And I do see a couple that's really on the same.
Dirty t-shirt. Say he's wearing a dirty t-shirt. It kind of sounds to me like she's calling him like a bum or something. Does that sound like that to me? It sounds like she's calling him like a bum or something, or a dusty or something like that. You know what? Because she said on the same vibe, he got a dirty t-shirt on. That kind of sounds like kind of brokey to me. Does it sound like that to y'all? You know what? It sounds like a dusty. Sounds like a dusty. So I'm going to take that insinuation because remember, it's not just about whether or not she says a particular shaming language. It's also about insinuation. And what it sounds like to me is that she's insinuating that he's a dusty. So we're going to go to the shaming language person right now and we're going to look up and see if Dusty is there. Let's go. So Dusty is in the DUs. It's going down there. Oh, well, would you look at that? Dusty's. See, that's one of them dangerous ones. There's one of those ones where she's really trying to embarrass you. I call you broke and dusty. Actually, let me go back because I didn't even look at the, what's her name? It's W13. Let's go on over there to 13. No, not that one. See? Got to refresh this page because remember, I'm doing a video, so video has to go a certain way. There it is. Look at that shame on her. The Money Bank credit card. Oh, she decided, oh my goodness. Look at the amount of damage that she just did. $33,700. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. This is what happens. This is what happens. Let's continue her video.
Like maybe she's got really cool tats, he's got really cool style. I'm like, thank fuck.
I'm gonna go back and excuse any language that she says because I don't use vulgarity. So
she's like got, her hair looks amazing and he's just wearing like a dirty t-shirt. His hair is a mess. And I do see a couple that's really on the same vibration. Like maybe she's got really cool tats, he's got really cool style. I'm like,
remember vibration?
thank fuck. It actually warms my heart. It makes me so happy. Maybe I sound like an asshole, but there is so much to unpack here. For example, the whole you don't know you're beautiful, that's what makes you beautiful. That is literally what extends a man's range, right? If a woman is here and a man is here, she thinks she's here, she's safely within that man's range and well out of his fucking league. You don't know you're...
Wait a minute. Let me get this right. Just want to make sure I get this right. You think that there is, because I got to say this because there's never 100% of anything. right? Like when we're talking about these type of conversations. But you think, because I just want to make sure I get this right. You think, seemingly based on your statement, that there are a plethora of females who think that they're down closer to males, but they're actually way higher. Let me get this right. You don't think that it's the reverse. You don't think that the majority of females think they're tens, but they're actually fives. You think the majority of females think they're sixes, but they're actually nines? What? You think females think lower of themselves than what they actually are? Not high. Have you been living on planet Mars? Like what the freak? Are you insane? That is not, ma'am, that is not what any of the evidence shows over the past, what, 2 decades? You are out of your doggone mind. This is TikTok brain right here.
Beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful. If women all knew how beautiful they were, y'all be fucked. Men get so pressed when a woman knows that she's hot. They're all like, oh my god, who does she think she is?
That's never a thing that males say. What the freak? You don't think that males, when they see a female who's, as you say, hot, you think that males have a problem with her knowing she's hot? Yo, I know a female, well, I know like several hot females, but I know a female who is Halle Berry level pretty, like 1990s Halle Berry level pretty. And her attitude is even prettier than her. Her attitude is even prettier than her. Do you think males are pressed that she knows she's pretty? You think males have a problem with that female knowing that she's pretty? That's what you think. No, males don't have a problem knowing that with that female knowing that she's pretty. Males have a problem with a female knowing that she's pretty and then acting so stuck up about it that she can't pull her doggone, she can't walk right because her foot is stuck so far up her behind that she can't pull it out. So she's having to hop around like she only got one leg because one of them stuck up her doggone, stuck up behind. That's the thing with which males have a problem. But the males aren't pressed, boo boo. They're not pressed. But again, this is one of those shaming languages when they'll say that, oh, you just so pressed because that's kind of like the jealous thing. So let's go ahead and see where pressed is in the shaming language purse or if it's even there. Yeah, let's see if pressed is here. Because like I said, press is more along the lines of the jealous thing. So going to the P's. Again, you can just put search and search press, but I like going down and using the scroll thing. So press, pressure. We see pressure. Oh, there it is. Pressed. Oh, see, this is one of those. This is one of those languages that they use. That's a dangerous one because they try to make your character look a certain way. And whenever they do that, you could be in trouble. I'm up here scrolling through this thing and it hasn't even loaded yet. This is crazy. Right. W17, right? Shame. Look at that. She went and she got pulled out one of those notes that she got from Japan when she went over there and she got those coins. She got the 1,000 yen note that she just pulled out. Look how much damage she did. $7.08 of damage. She just keeps adding up, piling up damage. This is freaking crazy, man. This is crazy. Shoot, I even write down what it is that she said. I know she said pressed. What else did she say? She said aura, vibes, vibes. She also said vibration. I think that was with aura though. She said pressed. I think she said she didn't say it, but she insinuated the whole Dusty's thing. And I think that was that after vibes. I can't remember the first thing that she said. Was aura vibes the first thing? I guess we'll see when I look back at it later. But I'm gonna add all this up probably later. So let's get back to her video. I have to go back,
Forbid
of
a
course.
woman has
All right, let me take it back a little bit.
of his fucking league. You don't know you're beautiful. That's what makes you beautiful. If women all knew how beautiful they were, y'all be fucked. Men get so pressed when a woman knows that she's hot. They're all like, oh my god, who does she think she is? God forbid a woman has eyes. You're literally just mad because if she didn't think she was all that, she wouldn't be here. She'd be here. She'd be attainable. She would sink in to your self-appointed league. Men
Self-appointed league. She would sink into your self-appointed league. Why is it that this female seems to think, again, seems to think that they control relationships? She seems to think that they control what it is that males think of females. Ma'am, you do know that males control relationships. They control access to relationships, right? You do understand that. So males don't have to be pressed. Males don't have to try to force you into whatever. Males can say, okay, this is what I want. If you don't want it, that's fine. But if you like the guy, he's the one who's going to put you in a relationship or not. Why do you seem to be acting like you control something? You don't control anything, ma'am. You don't control anything.
get so mad at really hot women that actually know they're really hot and actually endeavor to date men that are also really hot. They'd be like, oh my god, she's so shallow. You're so shallow. I'm sorry if this
You're so shallow. I don't think I'd consider that shaming language in the context in which she used it. I don't know if I'd consider that shaming language because the context she's using it in is talking about being hot or not. I might give her a pass on that one. I might give her a pass on that one. But for her to talk about it's amazing how females will try to use the metric that they use for males as though it's the metric males use for females. They try to switch our metrics. So she just said, "Oh, this female, she wants to date a guy that's this hot. That's this hot based on what metric? Because you just said that it was about looks at first, but then you switched it to aura and vibes and tax, and now you're talking about looks again. This is what they do. They jump around because they don't make any sense. So she's jumping around. So here's what happens. She puts this male and female on the same plane looks wise and does not understand that the way a female picks a guy isn't normally by looks. That's what has started happening in this new day and age. Why? Because you have these SIMPs and these panda bears out here who are giving these females so much money through places like OF that females do what? Females say, well, guess what? Now I don't need a guy for what biologically is something for which I would need a guy, which is provision, which actually helps with protection as well. No, I don't need him for that because now I got all this money myself. So guess what she says? Okay, now that I am skirting my biological imperative, I can now go to the candy. So I can get away from the vegetables, the meat and the vegetables, which is the provision and protection, and I can go to the candy, which is how a guy looks. So they don't even have conversations about the actual biological part. I'm talking about females who don't even have money like that. We're not talking about these females who make two, 300,000. No, we're not talking about them. We're talking about average females who make $30,000 a year, $45,000 a year, talking about they want to date a guy based on hotness. And I'm sitting there like, you do know your biological imperative is about provision and protection, right? His hotness is going to provide for you, but they've been told that they are these boss babes for so long that they're not even looking at their own bank account. They'll tell you this: I make my own money. And you say, well, how much you make? Well, I make 1,200 every 2 weeks. You make money because you have a job, but why are you talking about you make money as though 1,200 every 2 weeks is a quote unquote bag? That's insanity. But this is what has happened. This TikTok brain, this social media brain, man, has females thinking where they can try to date males how males date them. And I'm sorry, ma'am, but what does that commercial say? That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works.
Comes across poorly, but you will never see me seeing a woman recognize she is hot, post thirst traps, and think anything other than thank God.
Really? Really? You're going to say, thank God that a female is more than likely lowering her value. Because you do know when a female posts thirst traps and males see that, they start to put her in the category of females with whom males do not want to be because she's an attention seeker, seemingly an attention seeker, and she's putting herself out there online. And when you say thirst traps, normally they're talking about not you being in this fantastic dress that you will wear to the Met Gala or something like that. No, you're talking about something like what Glorilla had on the other day, which was, dude, you could see dang near every part of her body in it. And they were like, Glorilla looks stunning. I'm like, no, Glorilla looks naked. The freak, like, this is crazy. She was like, thirst trap. Yes, thank God. Thank God that she's lowering her value. Now that's diabolical. It's almost like these females want other females to lower their value because if they don't, then those females, unlike what she's trying to say about them in comparison to males, are actually higher than you, are actually higher than them. So that's the reaction video, people. So if you have any comments or anything, let me know in the comments section. I'm going to check the comments right now. Don't have any comments or anything like that. Yeah, the boy's talking to himself. One day I'll get like, what's that one dude, Hasanami, and have 40,000 people on my stream. But right now, I have one. And it might be myself looking at it. Yeah, but this is how it goes. The journey of 1,000 miles, right? Like I said, I might even switch the branding because we're being suppressed like crazy by Facebook, YouTube, and all of them. It's absolutely insane what's going on. So it drives me freaking nuts. But hey, what am I gonna do, right? Uh, so let me do a quick support intermission. All right, for those of you all who are just coming in, welcome. Thanks for showing up to the stream. Just got through doing a chunk of the actual stream. We're going into the last part in a second, but for the support intermission, we have 6 ways where you can support, and 3 of the ways are free and 3 of the ways are paid. So the first 3 are free, so you can follow us here. Just go ahead and click follow us. You can subscribe if you're on the YouTube stream. You can Follow us on Facebook as well. And just go to at TYGMRight and follow us any of those places. You can also, number two, sign up for the TWSLP, which I explained to you what that is, Shaming Language Purse, for free. You can get an entire week of the Shaming Language Purse at no cost. I would suggest signing up for level three because level three gets you access to everywhere. So you got all access with level three. You get the search, you get the level one zipper, you get the level two main section, and you get the level three wallet. You can look inside of all of those. The third thing is you can, of course, subscribe, follow, like, comment, and share. You can do all of that. All of that's free. Okay. So we've actually this is actually the sixth stream, and I haven't had one legitimate comment. I got two comments of somebody trying to, what does they call it, solicit something. But I haven't had a legitimate comment, or I don't even think I've had a share either. I don't even think I had any likes. But isn't that this how it happens? Hey, journey of 1,000 miles, right? I definitely appreciate it if you all shared the stream, followed the accounts and the whole nine. But again, I think I'm going to switch branding because the we're being suppressed like crazy by YouTube. So I think I'm going to have to switch branding because doing all of this work, making these videos that take hours up on hours to make is insane. And then not getting any views and all this, it's crazy. So you can't keep doing that because eventually you get drained monetarily, you get drained uh, through energy in yourself. So we might have to do that. But you all can support those three ways, and that'll help tremendously. You can also support three ways that are paid, which is you can, of course, donate. You can send subs. You can do super chats on YouTube. You can also donate through Cash App, and we'll get the bulk of the money. We'll get like 98% of the money if you donate through Cash App. And that's cash.app/$ TYGMRight. That's cash.app/$ TYGMRight. Or you can go and get the merch. Go to shop.tygmright.com and you can grab some of the merch that we have. We're going to, of course, add more merch once we get, more donations and all because, I have a couple of companies, but I try not to put money from one place into the other. And we put so much money into this because there was like nothing coming in for this brand. So we had to put money into it for some things. But, I think the last donation that we got was February 2023, which is bananas. That's actually absolutely bananas. What does Gwen Stefani say? BANANAS? Insane, right? So you can go shop tygmright.com and get the merch, or you can go to what this stream is for, which is the membership drive, which is Operation Takeoff. And you go to tygmright.com/takeoff. All right. So that's the support and the mission. So let's go to the last section of this stream, which is the what? The live QA and the SL search request. So, for those of you all who don't know what SL search request is, SL stands for shaming language, as you can see right there. You can do an actual shaming language request by, in the comments section, actually saying, hey, what shaming language do you want to, search, and give us a shaming language and we'll search it. Like just now, just got another comment in the comment section that's a solicitation. Those are the only ones that I currently get, but we're still rolling. So you all tell me any question or ask me any question that you'd want. And in fact, I'll drop the link again for you all to be able to come up if you want to come up if you missed the call-in section about the actual subject matter of the stream. And you can call in and I'll put you backstage. Go ahead and do that. There's the link. So you call in and put you backstage. Actually, let me hide that. You can call in with any questions or comments that you have. or request a shaming language purse search. I'm going to put that up on the screen. So we'll be here for a little bit longer to see. Now, normally the stream, is within, I try to do an hour and a half to 3 hours, right? Now, depending on if somebody calls in or if my commentary is a little longer, things like that will determine if the stream is longer. But currently, we're at about an hour and 50 minutes. And so I guess I'll be here for another 10 minutes or so waiting on anybody to call in. If you want to call in and you can do a live Q&A, you can ask me any questions or you can comment on something from the stream or something else, a subject matter that about which I'm not, you know, or about which I don't have any information currently, or something to which I'm currently not privy. Or you can do a shaming language search request, and I'll search the TSSLP. Remember, everybody, this is the Operation Takeoff membership drive. We're trying to get out from under the thumb of Twitch, Twitter, well, X now, YouTube, Facebook, all of these social media companies who, if they don't like your content, they suppress the mess out of you. They suppress the mess out of me because got what 2,964 subscribers on YouTube, and I'll post a video and I'll get an average of say 20 views total. It'd be like 12 to 20 views, which is insanity. That's less than 1% of the subscribers. Just by the law of averages, you should get more than that, but I don't, because they've suppressed my channel because maybe somebody reported the channel or something like that. And I'm just giving commentary, and I have some fantastic series. You can check that page. You can check the episodes channel, TYGMRight episodes. You can check our shorts channel, TYGMRight Shorts. We just launched both of those. The episodes one a couple of months ago, the shorts one recently. And we have the clips channel. I haven't put anything on the clips channel yet, but you can subscribe to those if you want to. And right now, though, you can go up, come to the backstage of the stream, and I'll bring you up if you have any questions, comments, or if you have a shaming language that you want me to search to see if it's even shaming language. And if it is, if we deem that it is and it's not on the in the actual shaming language purse, then we'll put it in the queue for it to be there. So I'll be here for another little over 7 minutes or so, waiting for anybody to come in and ask any questions or do anything. This is day 6 of the stream. While we're waiting here for you all to come on in, I'm going to go and search the users to see if we got anyone signed up for membership. Hey, who knows? We might have gotten lucky. Let's go ahead and refresh that and search. Nope. It's currently still all VIPs and VICs. So as you see at the bottom, call in with any questions or comments that you have, or request the shaming language per search. I'll be here for another 6 or so minutes, waiting on any comments, questions, or requests. Those of you all who are just coming in, we're at the last part of the shaming language, stream. And that stream is the membership drive for the Operation Takeoff. So, everything that I've done, everything I've said, if you all have any questions about it, you have any concerns, you have anything you want to say, comments, the whole nine, you can come up on the stream and have a conversation about it. Ask or request the shaming language per search. Mhm. Yeah. So this was a great stream as far as the content. I wish more people had have seen it, but I guess that'll come in the future, especially if I switch to branding, which I'm thinking about doing because we've been suppressed. It's been 4 years and they're doing this to us, so might have to go another route. But right now we're rolling with this brand, so we'll see in the future. You want to come on up? Come on up. I'll be here for a little over 4 more minutes, and after that, I'll end the stream. Call in, call in, call in. I am Optimus Prime. It's so funny. I think about that. I don't know if you all have heard of that one. I be honest, I don't know if she's a female or he's transgender. I don't know. But there is a person called that they call Gorlock, the Destroyer. And one time on this podcast, man, they asked the first female, they said, what is your name, whatever. And she said her name. And then Gorlock was next. And they said, okay, you. And then as soon as they got to Gorlock, they pushed the button and said, I am Optimus Prime from the planet Krypton. Yo, I lost it, dude. I lost it. That was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Because think about her name, Gorlock the Destroyer, or his name, whatever, Gorlock the Destroyer. It says what? It says that they probably look a certain way. So to have the sound coming from Optimus Prime from the Autobots on Transformers was freaking hilarious. So remember, you can come on up doing live Q&A, SL search requests. If you want to come on up, come on up. Click on the link in the comment section because it's the end of the stream. So if you want to come on up, this is the last chance to come on up and ask a question, give a comment, request shaming language search. I'll be here for a little over 2 more minutes. So hurry, hurry, hurry. All right, get down to the wire, people. This is going to be a 2-hour stream. Unless somebody comes in and asks, a question and then it goes longer. But outside of that, this will be a 2-hour stream and we'll be donezo. Okay. All right, everybody. So this is Operation Takeoff, day 6. I am happy that you all who showed up actually showed up. You didn't stay. You came for 2-3 seconds and rolled the freak out. but I'm glad that you stopped by at all. So we're going to be ending the stream about 30 seconds. So if you want to support Operation Takeoff, you can go to twslp.com and you can get the Operation Takeoff through there, or you can go directly to Operation Takeoff by going to tygmright.com/takeoff. And the difference in that one and TWSLP is if you sign up through twslp.com, you go to that page, the price is higher than if you go to the takeoff page. All right, everybody. I appreciate you all, and I will see you all again soon. Peace.